Jordan just does just pretty much cleaning and feeding and that kind of stuff, just the normal cleaning duties. Washing, Jordan isn't there anymore, that's pretty sad, cause Jordan, her mom and her grandma were all there.
They had, health issues with the son, so.
Oh, yeah.
Behavior issues, so they had to take time to deal with him, that is why they're not volunteering.
Yeah,
It
and
has nothing to do with
he does have,
us.
right, they do have a special needs son, so, but I know that she spent a lot of time there, so,
Is there a chance she'll come back?
I would hope so,
Her
yeah,
and
she
mom
probably
were
would.
actually together, and grandma did too, and her, son was there a couple times too, just kinda hanging out while.
Some kind of family. Well,
Yeah, so
Well-
they would clean the bath and stuff like that, but they haven't done it in a while because of health concerns and behavior issues that she needed to focus on 100%. So,
And Jordan had been there for quite a while,
and we also
and
have
she
another
was there
volunteer,
before.
Cindy has also been there. for
Yeah,
years.
Cindy Steen, she comes in and volunteers too.
What does she do?
Cleans laundry, dishes, helps clean cats.
She just basically, just everything.
Okay,
So,
any other
Anyways,
public
good
comment?
day.
Any more public comment? Any more public comment?
I guess I would say that was a good point, that the volunteers do need appreciation, and it would be nice if we could find someone who could be a volunteer coordinator besides Dawn trying to do it, she's got enough to do, that could actually, encourage more volunteers, have a schedule, have a program that they would know how to proceed when they're there and what they can do and can't do. That would be something that I could see would be very beneficial to the shelter.
Okay, any other public comment? Any other public comment? Any more public comment? Okay, public comment is closed. First thing on the agenda is volunteers at the animal shelter, and Nancy, you were the one that wanted that on there.
Okay, well, stuff was pretty much answered 2 months ago, but I was wondering, how much do volunteers know about the actual running of the shelter, what the rules are?
What rules?
Well, they get to know about the, open cases,
Nothing usually, I mean, they know the animals are there, but
they don't know the background to it.
They'll know like the dogs, or they don't know where they come from, if they don't see the paperwork. They see them when they come in, obviously, but it's not something I discuss with them.
I've seen some people comment online about, what was it? Commented that chief, referring to the owner, should be, not put in jail, but should be fined or something. And some other things I've seen online too.
That, I don't know what case you're talking about, but one of them is on CCAP, anybody can look at that. So, that has nothing,
Well, it was like was it 5 dogs, 4 or 5 dogs looking at mange, whatever.
well, there are people that live there that know who that person is, I can't control what they say
Live,
in that area that have been making complaints
Oh,
for
okay.
years about that, so they know who that person is. So if they know who it is already, there's nothing, I
I
can't,
couldn't see, didn't know who the case was, I couldn't look at where they lived, didn't know who these people
no,
were.
unless they CCAP them.
Right.
Because I believe it's on CCAP.
Okay.
Because it's going to trial probably, so.
Because sharing those pictures of those dogs shouldn't have been done.
The pictures can be shared as long as you're not sharing the information of the person. If those pictures were not shared, because we needed help feeding those dogs are huge. You can share pictures as long as, everybody in the entire town has seen those dogs, they all know who they belong to. Everybody that made a complaint, you're just putting pictures, as long as you're not mentioning names, mentioning addresses, mentioning anything else, that doesn't matter.
And for the social media policy though, don't post photos, videos of animals not available for adoption or for transfer. One of the things we had discussed at that point was putting animals, how did this go? Putting pictures of animals on there that were in need of, that were sickly looking, ill, because people in the past were able to tie those back to other people and they've gotten threats because of it.
Well, that hasn't happened, but, we have to post impounds. Because those are animals that have no owner, and that is law, you have to post stray dogs, so that the owner can come get at them. So any dogs that are posted that don't have an owner need to be posted so the owner can come forward and find them, whether they're emaciated or whatnot.
No, in the past, it wasn't accepted to do that.
Well, then how does the owner find them if they're not
I
posted?
don't know, they should call and
That
ask.
is, that I'm pretty sure state law is if a dog is impounded, that has to be posted somewhere. It has to
Couldn't it
be.
be just posted with a description of the dog? As opposed to a
Suppose,
picture?
but that, I mean, if those pictures were not posted, we would not have gotten the $5,000 in donations that we got to help us feed them. That would have been a cost to the county. We got lots of donations to help care for every single animal we post that is either skinny or emaciated, and multiple of those dogs were adopted because of those posts.
So no one ever came forward and picked one.
The 3 that were really skinny,
I don't know if it was 3, 4, or 5, but it was,
there's only 3 that were skinny.
one had the teeth.
Those were never reclaimed.
Yeah.
If they would have been, if someone tried to reclaim them, there would have been an issue, obviously.
Right, because
Never
of
reclaimed.
the mistreatment of them.
They were never reclaimed.
Well, and I think one other thing you gotta remember too, if it's an active investigating ongoing case, Dawn can't say anything about it or anything because if she's investigating it and doing it, and if it's, once it's in CCAP, then anybody can look at it. But if she's investigating and everything, that's confidential information, and anything that she might say or anything could jeopardize the whole case.
I know.
I mean, I can answer basic questions, yes or no's, but I can't give you my reports or anything
Names,
from.
addresses.
Yeah, I mean, if someone asks me a question about something specific, then I could be like, yes, no, but I can't give specifics. And some of them aren't court cases, some of them are either compliance orders or abatement orders, which means there is a correction. If I give my information or my reports, and they violate their compliance order or their abatement order, and I wanna file charges or press charges because they violated it, and everybody knows everything and who it is and the address and what happened, it's kinda hard to, that has to go to court then, and then you're like, well, I told everybody, I gave everybody my digital copies of my reports, you can't do that. That person has a right to be, go to court and either they're innocent or they're not, so, basic questions can be answered, but like, the gist of it, can't share that, that's not,
Right, I understand that.
that's not fair, so, whether they're guilty or not. So,
Well, since you brought up about volunteers and everything, what, do you have suggestions for what you think volunteers could do out there? Or what, what activities they could do, because there's a lot of things they cannot do, but what.
This,
so
okay,
for
is that
you-
list, okay, the list of stuff they can't do or they aren't supposed to do, is that posted someplace where people would know? Because,
most of them have been there long enough and they know what they can do.
right, but for
I mean,
anybody
most
who's
of them
coming
can
into
do
it.
anything, they just can't vaccinate or work with
Yeah,
adopted
shots.
animals, or
Do adoption.
they probably shouldn't be driving our vehicles or doing adoptions unless they're a volunteer that has been specifically trained for that. I mean, I know shelters have volunteers that do adoptions for them, but that's something that they have to be in our computer system. And then there's things in our computer system that they may or, should maybe not be seen because they're not an employee,
Mhm.
with our shelter management, so. But most of the stuff, cleaning, sweeping, mopping, laundry, dishes, they can clean cat cages, some of them can clean dogs as long as, they have the ability to do that, and they're not gonna mind if they get jumped on or poop all over them, or.
Is there a list, if somebody would come in just to talk to you about doing it, is there like a list or a handout that you give them of things, jobs that they're
I
doing?
don't have a handout, but I have a list,
Is it posted?
it's not posted, I think it's in the binder, but I can post it, I can hand it out, I mean, the ones that are there, no.
Right, but
And the
if,
ones that come in, we show them, but yeah, I can make sure there's a list somewhere. I mean, there is one, I'm not sure.
right, 'cause if
exactly
somebody
where it
came
is.
out to look at the animals and decided, well, I can't get one, I can't, for some reason, but I like to be around these animals and help them, if there was a list of what they could do,
Mhm.
it might draw them more into wanting to volunteer.
Yeah, and we have, like Mary said, we have Louise who comes in, and she has cleaned before too. But she comes in and hangs out with certain dogs or cats that might be shy or scared or whatever.
Bring them out of the shelter.
Socializing.
Yeah, so I have and I have other volunteers when they have kids and stuff that can come in the afternoon, they can just hang out with the cats, like in the little patches and play with them and stuff like that, or take the dog to the dog park, depending on the dog. Or go
permission for under 18, signed by parents, and assume the risk of being bitten, scratched, injured, and all of
And
that, that's all. in the-
I wouldn't let them go with animals, and they get dog baths and stuff like that too.
Maybe grooming, that they can do,
I think we've had some of them, like the kitties, brush them.
but no, like
Dogs.
shaving dogs that are mad or anything.
No.
You gotta shave it. Well, the cats don't really like to be shaved.
Nah, I remember that with our person. Shave or flip.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they can do, I mean, they, clean the yards, we had them go over to the dog park and make sure there's no poop over there, and the garbage is, stuff like that.
Yes, maybe just posting a thing, not a
I
piece of
think
tag or
I
something.
think I have one, I just,
Maybe put it online too, what kind of jobs there are for people to do if they wanna come help, and it's, you appreciate whatever they can do.
Did you have more things on that?
No.
Randy's looking at
Which is this way.
I guess just some general guidelines for volunteers that apply in general to volunteers everywhere, but, not just at the animal shelter, but that, if volunteers can only do certain things, they can't do everything. If time is of the essence, if it's a job that's gotta be done every day at this time and everything, volunteers are, they may show up, they may not, they don't necessarily, if they say, yeah, they're coming in, I'll be here, here, and here. If it's something that's, time dependent, that's gotta be done every day or whenever, you really can't have volunteers doing that, because if they don't show up, then that throws a monkey wrench into everything else. And also that, depending on the level of supervision, if they've gotta be supervised continuously and everything like that, yes, they need to be trained, but, be trained in everything, but, if it's gonna end up taking more time or causing more trouble than it's worth, then, you gotta turn them down. I think those are pretty standard volunteer things for anybody, that, it's gotta be a benefit to the, the organization and everything like that. And they have to, follow, the staff orders and everything like that, they just can't go off on their own. So that's just kind of a general thing. Okay, anything more on volunteers that you want? Okay, let's move on to options for building remodeling. We put this on here again because obviously our cat room is going nowhere fast right now, with the cost of that and everything. So we had come back to, maybe we can remodel, well, I call it the garage, but where a lot of the cats are, where the food is and all of that stuff. Maybe we can, we've discussed it before and everything, but, looking at what can be done to, with limited resources, change it for the better, knowing that we're not gonna get a 20 by 40 foot building. And I think, we had some discussion on that before, that, and we had some of the building stuff, but I'm just wondering, we had these, we had the diagrams from the architects and everything, but again, that was for the addition more or less, but then I think we went through and we had this keep entry, isolation, I think you probably recognize, try and redo what we've got there, assuming that we're not going to get, the 20 by 40 foot thing, unless somebody else has come up with the money.
Found it.
So, does anybody want to discuss, possible, remodelings or options? Again, we put it on here, so it's, we took it off last time because we had other stuff, but, any new ideas or anything about redoing the, again, I keep calling it the garage, where
That would be
all
the
these
main,
cats
the
are.
main place or the only place?
It is a garage, yeah.
Oh, it was a garage, now it's storage. But that would be the main or the only place to get it redone.
Well, there could be other stuff done, like for the dogs, they were talking about trying to put some soundproofing in or something.
That's been going on for quite a while, I think.
Talk.
Right,
Yeah. And, but, redoing the cat thing, I think as far as the major stuff like having to do, the ventilation and all that, that's probably a little bit, I think we're trying to look at something that's more feasible, that, get some light in the garage, if nothing else. Not knocking down walls necessarily, anything like that, but I think we had discussed this before. So any new ideas or any comments on that? From
Are you
anybody?
asking?
Okay, sure. Okay,
I think if you redo the garage, then you actually, like I said before, you need a garage, a real garage, that's not attached to the building, that would be simple, where you put the storage, because if that garage where the cats are needs to be redone, it needs to have a window, it needs to have ventilation, and all that storage has to come out, that garage actually leaks. And
What part leaks? The roof or the door?
it comes under the door or the wall, I have pictures, it happened last year, and I had sent a request and it's just the rubber, I'm not sure, but
Oh,
it's
shoot
happening
away or
again,
something?
but it's going under our shelving, and our shelving is rusted, so eventually that shelving at bottom is just gonna,
Collapse here.
so I did send another request to maintenance regarding them, like, I
Oh,
got cats in here,
is that the seal on that door, you think?
there's a rubber, any
Yeah,
garage
that
that-
rubber.
But it's coming in, it was coming in from under there, but it also looks like it's actually coming in from the wall part, under our shelves,
Oh,
because there was a lot of water in there. So I did send something to Nate's and I just said, hey, this happened last year, when it starts raining,
Is the ground up to the height of so it's the drop down quite a ways, or?
well, there's
The
that
slope.
cement there, there's a sidewalk there, but I also think that there's, gutter system that runs right there, that runs right in the concrete.
Oh, it runs then back.
And I don't know if it just, well, whatever is going on is coming into that garage door. It's not a ton, but it's enough to,
Cause problems.
yeah. And if there's any, food or anything on the floor, I mean, they're all in bags, but so everything has to be, we don't have a lot of space on those shelves. They're not, the shelves are like that wide, it's hard to,
Is there a gutter pipe that comes down and goes out, or does it just come down,
I think it comes down to the sidewalk, don't quote me on that,
but
I'm
there's
not,
nothing pushing it away?
don't think so.
So
I'm not 100% sure.
There's no eaves on it.
There's no what?
Eaves?
Leaves?
Eve.
Eaves, I think that there is. I'd have to go look, I guess I don't know why it's coming in.
Maybe the gutter, if
No, cause I think, is there an overhang there? Maybe there's not an overhang there, there's an overhang in front of the building, right?
yeah.
I don't think there's an overhang. I'm not sure, I'd have to go up there.
But if there's rain gutters, or maybe they aren't the water isn't getting pushed away from the building far enough. Then
I think that one goes right on the sidewalk there. I
That's
think.
probably,
So it
Like I
has to
said,
go
don't quote me on
over
that.
the sidewalk onto the road. to
right,
get it
yeah,
to
and then
drain.
maybe the sidewalk, when they poured the sidewalk, they didn't slope it out, they sloped it evenly, or maybe down into the building. I got a problem at my own basement, it's not fun.
That's the only place where water,
Well, that's good, that's no place.
Well, what are you,
it's not like rushing in, but it's not
Right.
somewhere.
and it may just be the seal too on the garage door, that could be old and.
Well, or when one of my garage doors had a mouse or one with chipmunk, chew a bunch of rubber away so it could trash. I wonder if it's chewing.
But if you're, remodeling, it would be,
Well,
obviously, but you have to have an outside one, like I said before, that's heated.
Did you figure out a size for that? It'd be a little-
It'd be like I would imagine like a 1.5 car, and the other one would be the vehicle in there.
And then off to the
The other
side,
half would be for storage, things that go in there. If that was something, you would have more.
Let's see, no, this is, yeah, right there.
cause then food and stuff could go in there, and like I said, it would have to be heated somehow. You don't want to go out there ice cold and have cold food.
So here's your garage, you would want the storage off to the side, not at the front of the vehicle, so just a little bit longer than the vehicle.
You talking about longer or wider?
She wants it wider,
Wide.
Yeah. instead of putting stuff
Like
in front of it.
this.
Yeah.
So you'd have a garage door here, and then the rest of the space would be storage, and you'd have a door to go in, and
Yeah,
that way,
you
like,
need a separate door.
but then you could go out there and, you know,
So it would only be as long as the vehicle itself,
it
just
wouldn't have to be,
wider.
I mean, it wouldn't have to be ginormous, it's just enough for
Ginormous.
storage.
That works.
So I don't know what that costs, I mean, we have, you know, money in the gift fund, and at least that would be,
Would that have to be on a concrete slab?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That slopes away,
Slope in the right direction.
yes.
Not into the building.
Well, there's a
Right.
lot of erosion out in the back there, a lot of stuff.
Dropping you.
I
Well-
have dogs getting out,
There's,
because the ground is eroded, I have our steps off the dog, it's just high,
Oh, wow.
I almost fell down in the matron. I have, there's a request, that's when I asked you about the cement.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna fall. I mean, I had a dog fall off, a little dog fall down, it's a big step, but there's no, it's just eroded, there's no dirt there anymore, I don't know if there was. But the dogs can actually go under the cement and around, and get to the other kennel,
Not good.
and then there's also another opening where there is a fork, but the fence is not secured to the other fence, because they couldn't get it in the ground, I'm guessing, and it's not a very big opening, but I have about, I have a German Shepherd
They'll
mix that
get
actually can
through.
squeeze through there, and I'm like, how the heck does he get through there? So there is some erosion going on, I actually had a dog get out yesterday, 70-pound dog slipped under, because it's eroding, I have sent requests, I can't fix it. I need gravel or something until I've got forks put up one side on order, to get forks that go in the ground. But when it rains and muds and some of those, and they're not out there that long, and actually she got out and a guy came in, he's like, hey, there's a black lab running around in your parking lot, I'm like, what? He had his dog in the dog park, I go out and I'm like, I'm like, Dixie? And she's all full of mud, I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
Lord.
she me and I, or, she stuck around, thank God, but yeah, it's eroding on some of the fences and it's hard to. She can't go in that garden. Definitely. She's big, I don't even know how she got through there,
Where there's a will, there's a way.
but anyway.
what are the other sheds that are out there, they've been torn down?
There's a white shed right now that, I had maintenance come and clean everything out of it, and our recycling is going in there now. Because we have cardboard that should be being recycled.
Oh.
And, I was told when I first started, cause I asked about it, that I had to call somebody and get a bin, but the city doesn't do that, I did call them, they don't do the cardboard recycling, and just waste management. And
Yeah.
that's not in our budget, so that recycling has not been being, just the cardboard. So, then I went over to the recycling people and I said, hey, I can't store this cardboard in the building, I don't have anywhere, cause we get a lot of donations, when you get 18, 20 boxes a couple days in a row, that's a lot of cardboard. So then I'm like, you know what, I got that white shed, if it gets emptied out, cause there's just junk in it, broken stuff and things we don't use were in there, cause I had to clean all that out of the red shed, so that I could get to all the stuff that we do use, cause you can't get in there. So they cleaned that out, so now all of our cardboard is gonna go in that white shed, cause I found out that the county maintenance does grab cardboard, and that they actually have a cardboard thing that squishes it. Didn't know that, so now that cardboard is going to be recycled,
Okay.
because it's heavy, we have a lot of cardboard, it's heavy, and that costs us more money when they pick up our garbage.
Mike,
I was wondering about those cans that one of the,
in the
factories were offering it at one point. What happened with those cans?
Rockwell.
Oh, I grabbed them,
Oh, you got those? Okay.
took 3 hours.
Oh,
Almost got
alright.
killed by a bunch of hornets and spiders and,
Living in the cans?
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while, he said. since
But we got it.
got 'em.
So is there a regular
we're gonna
agreement
go
now?
like, well, there's not, I checked the other day, there's only a couple bags there, so we might go every other month and get it at the end of the month and just go grab them.
So it's gonna be a regular thing though.
Yeah, and I'm not doing no 3-hour trip of cans of mud and spiders and frogs and hornets and, but we got them all.
Better than rats.
Yeah, there was no rats.
Joanne?
I do have a blueprint or just, picture of the building, and there is an overhang on that,
Is there one on the other side
yes,
where the garbage can is, or the?
yes.
But
I
there's,
mean, I can give it to you, but, yeah. But there aren't any gutters on the front or anywhere, are there? There are no,
There is, I think there's a gutter on the right side that comes down where we park. And I think there's one on the left side. Don't quote me on that,
okay,
an old picture didn't show it.
yeah.
cause I would have to look at it.
And the concrete wraps around
And could I
us.
just say one other thing? I think a garage is a fine idea, but I also would like us to pursue storage inside the building too. I don't know if you ever got anybody from maintenance to build you more shelves above the cupboards, that would be good. I know we talked about the meet and greet room, maybe those cabinets in the sink, actually, if you're not using it, could be taken out and storage could be in there, or room for the bigger rolling cages for kittens or whatever. I think we need to pursue some of that more too, ways we could have storage. Not that a garage isn't a good idea also, but, I have not yet gotten an estimate, but I will. It's just there was so much else going on, I didn't know whether it was even worth getting an estimate, the way things have been in the air. I know a carpenter, we've been playing phone tag, to see what it might cost to renovate the garage area with insulation and drywall and windows and an entry door rather than the garage door. If you had a wall there, that would help with water rolling in too, so, just that I think we need to pursue various things, and I will try to get an estimate, not a bid, of course, just a ballpark figure for cost of labor and materials.
Well, I think unless somebody has a winning lottery ticket, the cat room thing is out. I mean, we have plans, we have stuff, but, it's just not feasible. Right. Okay, anything else right now on the options for building that? Just, I think, keep in mind, Stephanie?
Just a general question, do you know with the separation of city and county, what the progress is on the status of the building, since it is 40% and 60% split on that too?
That was for the cost, the cost of the shelter was split. The operating costs were split 60-40. I believe the city attorney is, drawing up a transition agreement.
Sure, cause I guess my question was, would it be smart, like, let's say this whole thing gets drug out another year, would it be smart to erect another building where, again, it would be a 40-60 and then both sides are just owing each other more money in the end? I mean, I guess I don't fully understand it, but you know what I'm trying to get at?
I think the 40-60 is what was supposed to be paid for the operating costs. Now that that's gone, or will be in a month and 10 days, 11 days, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered regarding all that,
Okay.
So I think right now, from what I've been told, is the city attorney is drafting a transition agreement. I don't know if that has to come to our committee to approve, then our attorney would have to look at it, and then, well, obviously the county board has to approve it.
City council probably too.
I don't know, again, we haven't gotten anything yet, so I don't know when that's due. So, okay, anything else on that? I think, I think this is something we can leave on the agenda, and if you get more numbers and everything, and just see, because, we've gotta keep moving forward and going on that, so.
Well, getting a size, like Don says, getting a separate garage, getting a size
One
figure
and
for
a half
that.
car.
Right, but the measurements, I mean, just,
You gotta do it right so that, cause if you make it too small,
right,
and then we put
I'm
all our
trying to spend
storage in
total
there,
figure.
you still don't have enough room, that's dumb.
and
Well,
get good numbers of size, so you get a good estimate of cost.
Yeah, cause if that
Not too small
happens down the
estimate.
road, I would like to get rid of the 2 sheds that are up there.
Well, you wouldn't need them.
I wouldn't need them as long as, but you have to make sure it fits. And then I can have maybe a bin in there for cardboard, so it's
Well,
not just,
And that metal one's the one with the roof collapsed in.
the metal one is like falling off, it's needs
Really?
to go bye-bye, but that's
It's
the
a-
one that had hornets in it too, that almost killed me.
Several years ago, it was still, at the old place, the roof collapsed from the weight of the snow. And I don't know if they dug it out. 'Cause they were gonna use it for another year or 2. I didn't realize it would be this long.
But there's just a lot of stuff in that red shed, it's hard, and there's no shelving in there, so everything's on the floor, piled up on each other.
You said there's a bunch of broken stuff?
That's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
That was the white shed.
Maintenance team got it,
Okay.
this week, Monday?
Oh, just
Or-
recently.
Yeah, the recycling lady sent them on, 'cause I was explaining to her
Oh.
how I don't have a place to store,
Sorry.
100 pounds of cardboard in that room. So then we had the idea, I didn't want to go out, throw it in there, and maintenance can come and grab it whenever they.
How often do they pick up the cardboard?
I don't know, we just started.
Just start, okay.
So I have
Did
no,
you give
I
me-
would imagine they have some sort of a round that they do and they go to all the buildings and pick up, but I don't know when that is. I didn't ask.
One more fun thing.
Okay, well, I guess let's keep in mind options for building and remodeling, and we mentioned something about a new, heated garage and a half, and, about windows, and about things inside shelving, for storage and everything too. You never have enough storage, even if you had enough, it would be full,
Still get more.
right, so. Okay, let's move on to, in the monthly animal shelter humane officer report.
I did one sheet, cause I didn't wanna waste paper. On a budget. You guys wanna share one from I have 4 left. I don't know who wants one, but.
I know Don
wants
seemed
one, but-
busy,
Oh,
let her
yeah.
speak to it, but we've been busy writing citations, haven't we?
Okay. So, I'm gonna start at the top. So, since last meeting, I wrote 103 citations for failure to renew 2024 dog license. That's just, we had them in 2023, we did not renew them for 2024.
Were these single owners or like kennel owners too?
I think most of them were single, I don't think any of them were kennel licenses.
Wow, 103.
Don't quote me on it. It's so long ago. Well, some of the people had maybe more than one dog.
Right, but not the whole, not a kennel.
I don't think any of them were kennels, and then, so far this year, I've written 55 total citations myself that had nothing to do with renewals, for anything from rabies, licensing, sanitation, abandonment, animals at large. 28 of those citations were written since the last meeting.
Do you think with the wonderful winter coming, you'll be getting more complaints about animals outside with no shelter?
Probably.
Was there something in the last month that made that 28? Like a lot.
I wrote 19 from, well, you'll get to the next line. So 33 warning letters I wrote for animals at large, rabies, vaccine, and licensing. If anybody had an animal at large and their dog was not licensed, I usually give them time to do that, and then I also send a reminder. I give them plenty of time to do that. If they did not do that, when I started writing citations for the renewals, they got citations. So some of that, yes, has to do with rabies, vaccine, and licensing, but those were not renewals, those are people that either haven't ever done it, or haven't done it since 2017 or 2013, or however long it was.
Not just.
But I know they have animals because I either wrote them a citation for animals at large or a warning letter, so I know they have animals. So that's where some of those probably came from. So, animal complaints, I have 30 cases right now for the year. 3 of the cases, criminal charges have been filed against the attorney. Those 3 are open and active. One of them is probably going to trial. Don't know, find out today, actually. 9 of the cases are closed because there's no, either those animals are gone, or those owners are moved, or when I got there, there was nothing, that needed to be corrected, or
You're just following up on
I'm just
complaints.
following up on a complaint, and when I got, someone said, hey, when I get there, everybody's got plenty of food, so it's kinda like, well, maybe they went by before they fed them. 18 of them are open, which means, it doesn't mean necessarily that there's court action or criminal action, it just means that I'm in the middle of it, and if I talk to the owner and I'm like, maybe this person really isn't gonna do what I'm asking, or I feel like there could be an issue, it's open. Because I'm gonna follow up and I'm gonna go back, or I'm gonna make sure, they're rabies vaccinated, licensed, so it kinda just depends.
And they could get a warning letter.
Most of them either probably already have. So, if I go back again and I don't like something, then I can go ahead and, if it's not horrible, cause legally I can't take animals unless they are in immediate need of veterinary care or death. I mean, I can't just go on someone's property because they got their dog tied to a tree, it's got food and water, maybe it doesn't have an adequate dog house, but it's healthy, it's happy, I can't just go and remove that dog. I have to make sure that, hey, you know what, this is a good attempt, but maybe your dog house should be bigger, maybe you should use straw instead of blankets. And then I'll let them know that, and then if I go back and they still haven't done it, then I'm gonna probably either write an abatement order or a voluntary compliance order, which then means they have to comply. If they don't comply, then I file charges. So I have that set up so that, cause that is a legal document, a compliance order, abatement order, if there's a correction. If I don't think they're gonna correct it, then I might just write a citation. So it just kinda depends on the situation and the people, kinda what's going on, what I try to help them first, but if I don't think there's help, or they're not
You give them a
do it,
chance.
I try to give them a chance. If that chance is not, if they don't do anything with it, then I'm like, okay, well, you're not listening, and then we have to go do it. So it just kinda depends on what I see when I get there, or how that person responds to me being there, usually. Previous quarantine, 15 bite cases this year, one of them I just got Monday, so that one's in progress.
Just dogs and cats, or just dogs 15?
I had a cat once, but it might have been last year. I think it's mostly dogs. Can't remember. Since the last meeting, we did 21 adoptions, 6 dogs, 15 cats. Impound strays, surrender reclaims. So we had 2 cats that were surrendered by the owner. We had 7 stray cats come in. We had 1 dog surrendered by the owner, 9 strays. 3 of those stray dogs were reclaimed. We have currently 62 animals in the shelter. 9 of those are dogs, 53 are cats, and then we have 1 cat that's a foster true dog.
So, quick question here.
Yeah.
So, seven came in, dogs?
7 stray cats came in.
No, the 9, 3 reclaimed, so that's 6, and then 1 surrendered.
Yeah.
So 7 dogs, so the total 9 dogs counts total 7?
Where you see 7?
9 minus 3 plus 1.
Yeah.
I went to school a long time ago. I didn't really grow up back in those days, the 9 would be first, and then.
So we had 13 dogs come in. So 1 of them was a surrender, 9 of them were strays,
Right.
3 of those strays were reclaimed.
But that 7
Yes.
net total is part of the 9 that you have now? So you only
7.
have 2.
And now you're confusing.
Ten
You
cats,
had learned art for teacher, didn't you?
that's what it's.
Ah,
Next time I'll be a little more, specific.
You understand that,
I don't, well,
You got 7 new ones in the last month. No,
They're still there.
yes, yes, yes,
and
yes.
that's
I
for
have,
the 9 total
yes,
that you have.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's.
Oh.
Okay. So you were down to only 2 dogs.
No,
I mean, for the month.
We currently-
overall, other than getting.
yeah, so we currently have, what did I say, we have 9 dogs in the shelter.
Yeah. So you turn those over.
And one of those dogs was a surrender,
Mhm.
one of those dogs was abandoned, and the other dog was a stray.
So 6 adoptions of dogs in a month, you turn dogs over.
Well, we got very lucky.
Very quickly.
So, yeah, add 6 to 9, 16 dogs we were taking care of.
Mhm.
It was tough.
Next couple months, gonna we have like double digits of dogs?
Oh, yeah. Those, that was, hey, that's a lot of, trying to post and get people in, and we had 3, I think we had 3 dog adoptions in one day. We were just like, oh.
Big dogs or little dogs? Which
2
seems to?
big dogs, 1 little dog.
Oh, does one type seem to, the run size seem to go better
We
than
don't
the
get a
other?
lot of little dogs.
Really?
Very, I mean, we had a couple, but we don't get a lot. The one little dog that we got actually was found, Eagle Dachshund or Wallace Dachshund, I don't know. It was an old guy. He got abandoned. He had a collar on from another dog that was
Oh.
licensed in Sawyer County, rabies vaccinated in Sawyer County,
Oh.
had a microchip from Sawyer County, but it didn't belong to that dog. I mean, I called everybody. I had the vet clinic looking for the owner, I had the microchip company, I had the, Sawyer County Humane Officer. I'm like, well, whoever put this collar in this dog must know this dog.
I think so, yeah.
That's sad. But the dog got adopted. Soon as it was up one day for adoption, it was gone.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, and then our last skinny mini dog got adopted. And our little pit bull. She's not a little pit bull.
Okay, any other questions on the report? Do you have more?
No, I just have that, Walmart did a donation drive first, you've probably seen it on Facebook for, National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week. So I wanna say we got like 4, they extended it a week. I wanna say we got like 4 shopping carts and stuff, you know, just like, soap and litter and dog food,
Stuff you use.
just stuff we use, you know.
More dog oriented or more cat or?
Everything, cause we gave them a wish list, so we gave them what we used, we did, we got cat food, we got toys, we got Dawn dish soap, laundry soap, scrubby things, cat toys, so it was a variety of stuff, cause they wanted to make sure we got dog
That
and cat
everything was
food.
covered.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then, you've probably seen this too, and I can, we have a Tractor Supply thing too going on this weekend, and it's just a meet and greet.
Jill need one?
And I don't know if
Jill needs one, I guess.
No, I don't.
Oh, you
You don't?
don't?
And then you can pass it. Thank you. That is just a meet and greet. So there'll be a couple dogs there, and they're coming in, Tilly and her babies, and Quigley, it's not her baby, but he's with her babies. And they're gonna bring volunteer applications, and they'll bring adoption applications, we're not doing adoptions, because nothing is open, and I can't screen people, I can't make sure the dogs are licensed or fixed, I can't talk to landlords, so, and there are people that try to get animals without permission, and I don't want that to happen, so they'll fill the adoption applications out, and then on Monday, we'll get in our system and check everybody, and that way we can make, you know, copies of their vaccine history and their statements and all that stuff, and, we'll make sure people aren't getting animals that shouldn't be having them.
So why don't you explain to them how this came about?
Deb offered to do like a little meet and greet, help out with that, at Tractor Supply, and Tractor Supply is very animal oriented, I don't know if anyone's been, I haven't been in there, but I should go in there. But they have a huge animal section, they have a doggy bath where you can go and pay $10 to wash your animals. So, they're very excited about it, and so it's just something to kinda get us out in the public a little bit, you know, on a weekend and get our animals shown, and, basically, Deb did a lot of work, you can thank her for that.
And if I can just comment?
Sure, yeah.
They're really enthused about this. I've been working with Andrew, the store manager, cause he said this was really right in their mission statement to do this. But, as we talked, he agreed to do, I've got the wish list. I've made little shelf tags for items we're gonna target. They're gonna give a 15% discount for those wish list items to customers that come in the store that wanna support the shelter. And if this goes well the first time, and I honestly think it will, we're getting a lot of comments, support online. I've been putting flyers all over town and just seen a lot of enthusiasm about it. And they're very interested if this goes well, 'cause it's a win-win, win for the shelter, win for the store, bring people in. They're interested in doing it every other month, maybe even monthly, depending on what the shelter, you know, is able to do.
That's great.
And those dogs that we have at the shelter right now eat.
What type are they? Okay, that's so big. Ooh, my gosh. And how many? Oh,
Well, one of them, I don't know what one of them is, he's like 40 pounds, the other ones are 90 plus.
yikes.
So when you're talking $35 for a bag of food, we are going through dog food like you would not believe.
We need to get a buffalo out there for those things.
They're really cool dogs, they're really chill, but, and I have 7 cats as well, that I can't do anything with. Sitting there, waiting. She will, the owner of those animals refuses to surrender them, so I can't do anything about, that's why, when you go to people's houses, and that's why you try to work with them, because if they don't want to, and you take, you have to care for them. So you're talking,
Is she in jail or?
not that I'm aware of.
So, I'm confused, why do you have animals in them?
Because I seized them.
Will she have to pay to get them out then?
If she-
How long?
I don't know how long the court case will be, I don't know, it's in the hands of the district attorney,
But the mastiffs and the cats are both hers? Oh, okay.
so,
So it has to go all the way through.
Whole system.
it depends on if she, you know, it depends on her plea, I don't really know, I just send my information, and it's not just what I have, there's a lot, I mean, obviously you can go find it, see everything all on it, I don't know. But, if it goes to jury trial, you know, if she believes that she's innocent, then those dogs and cats will be there. And if the court rules, in her favor, get them all back.
Would she have to pay for that
She
then?
has to pay for
Either
everything.
way.
A lot of
Set
money.
Well,
daily
yeah.
fee for animals, or what is that basically?
It is an impound fee per animal. It is $5 in boarding per animal a day. I charge for every single vaccination and every single treatment, and believe me, there was a lot of treatments. These are large dogs. It's a lot of money to, flea and tick them, treat them for anything else that they may have had. Everything has been charged for, everything is listed. I sent all that over to the district attorney yesterday. And I also stated that this is not a final bill, because if there's any other treatments, that come about, then those will have to be paid for, plus none of them are rabies vaccinated. None of the dogs are licensed, that all would have to be added to that before they leave,
Plus extra days. right?
plus however many days.
Does $5 even cover them for one day? Maybe we should look into that, or you guys?
Eventually,
Yeah,
because
because,
the cats probably, the dogs are big, but that was our fee, and until we vote to change that fee, it should be
yeah, it's,
more, because everything else has gone up. I mean, I would say at least $10 to $15 a day for an impound boarding fee, or whatever you wanna call it.
Is there a legal limit on that, or is the county
No,
will set whatever?
No, because it's not like the owner went to jail and we impounded the dog. I mean, at that time, that is what happened, but they were taken because of
the situation they
the
were in.
situation. So that's why they're there, so depending on what happens in court, they will be there until it's either a loss or a win.
And as fast as the court system goes, you can have, for what, maybe a year?
We've had them for 96 days already. That's what we had
96?
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh,
And that is one reason why we don't have any room for a lot of, I mean, we do what we can, but that's why we're kind of backed up, cause those, you know, when you have a 112-pound dog, you can't half that kennel.
112 owners?
Yeah.
Good Lord, that's,
So you can't half those kennels with dogs that big.
oh, yeah.
You just,
Typical
yeah.
lap dog.
Yeah,
And the one,
not my lap.
and we did have to we tried to have two of them, but they're very attached. And the one actually was able to open that lift with her nose.
Oh, jeez.
So we just we're like, okay, you two wanna be together, so we just left them together because they like each other, but, yeah, they're a lot of work. We're
Five-
talking
with five
bathing,
dogs and
grooming and shading and.
Was it 7 cats?
Hey, Stephanie,
That's awesome about Tractor Supply. Just a general question. Has anyone reached out about Winter Magic? I know that used to be like a big thing back in the day with getting adoption applications submitted. Nobody has to
I
answer.
haven't heard from anybody that does Winter Magic, so.
Would you consider going there maybe? It's the 7th, I think, of December.
If somebody gets a hold of me and we can see, I know they used to do, I don't know if they did actual I think they used to do adoptions, but I'm not doing that, cause I know
Michael.
Right,
that,
your background checks
my
make sense.
understanding is some of those animals came back from
Oh.
some, because, you know, people they get excited and they want it, but then you can't screen them, you don't know
Right.
if their landlord even allows them to have a pet, or you don't know if they've already got 20 cats or 30 dogs, and that's not a stretch. There are people that have that many animals.
Yeah.
But if, yeah, if somebody contacts me, we can figure something out.
I'm not sure
I have to see if, December 7th, so that's coming like right up.
Yeah, like, I think that's the first Saturday, yeah, it's the 7th. I was thinking the 3rd and 4th, like it's the 7th.
Michael, did the friends help with that?
okay, anything else?
Weren't you guys kind of there, or not really?
We were there,
But not
We
for
can
that.
go and
Really
take a
help
look
get
at
the-
budget.
Yeah, and
Again, this is 10 months worth. And again, nothing, again, just scanning it, not a whole lot of difference. You see the ones that are over, all supplies are over, auto,
Did you put in for more for budget for the duplicating? Not that you would've never would've got it.
no, well, not for 2024.
No, for 2025, you should try to get an increase in that.
Did we put that up, or did we have to take that down when we had it cut? I don't remember, and I don't have 2025 with me.
We might have, we probably put it out, right?
We may put it down. Well, one thing about duplicating everything too is, doing it in black and white. They're hitting other parts of that too, not in color, because
Oh,
that
that's really
sucks
expensive.
everything
Yeah.
up. You know, that. So just looking at this, the second page, again, I did one thing to call your attention, animal shelter receipts for 10 months were like over 13,000, we only budgeted 10, so that's very positive. And then dropping down a few lines, animal shelter donations, if people come in and specifically say, that, you know, I want to donate this money, I want it specifically for operating funds, to buy food or whatever, that's the line it goes, and we have budgeted for that, so we've got $10,000 in, so that helps bottom line.
Someone had asked me the other day, phone call about how to write it out for the food. They want it specifically for the food, what do you want?
It's just a general donation. They can either write shelter donation or general. If they write shelter donation or general donation, it goes in that, just that.
Well, they wanted
general
just, they said they wanted specifically for food.
Can't do that.
Okay.
If they want it specifically for food, then they should go buy the food and bring us the food.
Because they live down, I think, in Madison.
That they can order it from Chewy,
Okay.
it'd be like Chewy or Amazon if they wanted to do something like that, because I can't. So when it goes into here, yeah, it's gonna pay for food and litter, but it's also gonna pay for whatever we're over, veterinary care,
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if they want it for food specifically, then they need to just send us the information via Amazon or Walmart, wherever they wanna send it from.
Okay, and again, there's not really a whole lot of difference in these things. Again, the transfer of dog taxes further down there, I'm thinking we're gonna be over 26,000 because that's what was transferred last year because we raised the fees. Of course, for next year, we raised the fees again, so that should be going up. So, again, there's 2 months left to go, on that. Looking again, moving ahead for the building fund, no change from last month. Basically, we're breaking even for the year, and that 6,500 expense was for the architects for the buildings that we looked at, for the plans and everything, and that's roughly what we've gotten in. And so, and you can see the fund balance at the beginning of the year was roughly the same. Spay neuter, the next one, you can see we've spent about 16,000, we've gotten in 13,000, so it's probably, I'm just doing round numbers, $3,000 more spent, but we started with the fund balance of 30,000, so just say it's approximately 27,000 now. And the gift fund, really, there's some donations and everything, but again, so we're basically $1,000 too good, and we started out at 83.2, so it's staying at 83.5. So that's that. Any questions on that? Okay, and then, to review the bills, you can see, what they are, if you got any questions.
I do have one question. The Purple Cat, vet, one cat spanned 91 cat neuters,
Where do you see that?
about halfway down. Purple Cat vet.
Oh, that's, no, it's, that is supposed to be an apostrophe, that's not a 91.
Okay, I was a little
Or,
concerned.
it's not apostrophe,
A line across.
yes, it's a one, it was one cat stay,
Yes,
one
thank you.
cat neuter, and no, we did not drive them down there. They were picked up by the Price County Humane Officer,
Oh.
and she had 2 extra spots.
A little concerned about the 91 cats getting neutered on
Yeah.
that date, so,
Well, we just did, 19 the other day,
19 and 91.
but no, that's one cat.
That's kind of what I figured, but I thought I better
That wasn't my typo.
check into that one.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve bills.
Motion to approve, bills.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve the bills. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion carried. Next thing, fracas. Any fracas report?
We get a few donations here and there, small donations, but I guess everybody's just kinda waiting to see what's gonna progress as far as building and stuff,
Okay,
so that's about all. Yeah, we're saving.
Never know.
okay, then, if that's it, the next meeting date will be December 19th at 8:30. And I guess the last thing to do is wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Have a good one, and we're adjourned at 9:31.